Good morning, church. Today is July 3rd, 2020, and the open heaven topic for today says true consecration. The memory verse is taken from 2 Corinthians 6:17, which says, "Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you." The reading is taken from Romans 12:1-2. "I beseech ye therefore, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good and acceptable and perfect will of God." The message. Consecration to Christ means that you are completely immersed by Him. True consecration is really lacking these days. Many people are holding on to Jesus with one hand and the world with the other. How do you explain a Christian who have given his life to Christ but consults a witch doctor over a negative situation which has lingered for long? A consecrated fellow may go through a lot of sufferings for the Lord, but he will count it all as joy as long as God is still with him. Paul was so consecrated that even when God warned him about being apprehended if he went to preach to the Jews, he still went. In Acts 21:11. He was also consecrated that he declared publicly in Galatians 2:20, "I am crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live. Yet not I, but Christ liveth in me. And life which is now I live in the flesh, I live by faith of the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me." I once saw someone on Dove Television saying that in the past, the only thing Christians cared about was being used of God, but these days, people are more interested in how they can use God. Many Christian sisters compromise their faith because they want to get married. Many wear revealing clothes to attract men. Some attend ungodly gatherings with the hope of finding their future spouse there, while some even have sex before marriage, which is not to lose the man. There was this female missionary in a hostile community who was abducted and handcuffed on her wedding day. Instead of crying, she smiled, kissed the handcuffs, and said, "Lord, I didn't know I was this special that you didn't want to share me with anyone else. How beautiful is your wedding ring to me." She was so consecrated that instead of seeing a failed wedding ceremony, she saw the handcuffs as a ring, symbolic of her divine union with Christ. Are you truly consecrated with Christ? The reflection: are you genuinely consecrated unto the Lord? Do you yearn for His will to be done? Are you willing to go through sufferings for His name's sake? Praise the Lord.